Hello guys! Hello guys, and I'm going to discuss to you the language change over time. Process which language evolve and transform over century or millennia change, like pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, and syntax. The first one is phonological change. Phonological change, sound change like vowel shifts, consonants, mergers, and deletion. For example, is food. For example, is food. Used to be pronounced like fud, 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 fud. Now, pronounce na siyang food. Second one is night. Night used to pronounce night. But now, pinopronounce na siyang night. Parang gabi, no? Parang yung pronounce ng gabi, pero night talaga yan. Silent na yung K tapos GH. Silent na tong dalawang to. Kaya sinasabi na siyang night. Night. Hindi na k-night. Hindi na k-night. Night na siya. Just, example pa is impossible to impossible. Tapos, handbag to handbag. 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 Ganun siya. The second one is lexical change. Lexical change. Language acquire new words through language, coinage, semantic shifts, and lexical diffusion. The example is, for example is girl. Girl used to mean a young person of either gender, now only means female child. The second one is nice. Nice used to mean foolish or ignorant, now means pleasant or kind. The third one is mouse. Used to mean animal. Ngayon, ginagamit na siya sa laptop. Ano mo yung mouse ng laptop? Yun yon. And lastly, emoji. Itong means itong emoji means siya sa sa Japanese picture plus moji character, kaya tinawag siyang emoji. Yun lang. So the next one, yun lang.
Good day everyone, I'm Alexandria Martimo Maria. So I'll be discussing about language change over time. Continuation po dun sa una nag-report. So, okay, let's start. Una is the grammatical changes, which refers to the modification that occur in the structure of a language over time, affecting its grammar, syntax, or morphology. So, we have types of grammatical changes. Number one is the inflectional changes, changes in word endings or suffixes. Number two is the syntactic changes, changes in sentence structure. And number three is the morphological changes, changes in word information. So, contact-induced changes refer to the linguistic changes that occur when speakers of different languages interact and influence each other's language. So, we have borrowing. This is adapting words, phrases, or grammatical structure from another language. So, ang example dito is, kunwari yung computer is magiging computer, and ang radio magiging radyo. So, number two is the code switching. Code switching between two languages in a single conversation or sentence. So, ito naman is, ang example niya is yung Taglish, like, grabe yung traffic, I think I'll just mag-commute na lang. Ganun yung niya. Ang number 3 naman is the language convergence. Languages become more similar in structure or vocabulary due to prolonged contact. So, ang language convergence naman is happens when two or more languages or dialects start to become more alike because speakers influence each other, usually due to contact, trade, or living together. So, um, we have types of contact-induced changes. So, yung number one is lexical borrowing words from another language. Ito naman is yung nagbaborrow siya like the cafe from French. And the number two is semantic borrowing, adapting the meaning of a word from another language. Ito naman is nag-a-adapt siya or yung another language niya tulad ng mouse sa device. Tas meron din tayong mouse na na animal or tinatawag na mice, daga, ganon. So number three is the syntactic borrowing. Ito naman yung adapting sentence structure or word other from another language. So number four, we have phonological borrowing, adapting sounds or sound pattern from another. So, ang example dun sa syntactic is tulad nung um, tawag dito, tulad dun sa French, parang katulad, same lang din sa lexical borrowing. So, number three, we have social and cultural influences. So, refer to the ways in which the social and cultural context of a language itself. These influences include things like the specific customs and expectations of community, interpersonal relationships, and broader societal norms, and they guide everyday actions from language and address to more complex choices and aspirations. So, how it works? So, we have social status. Language use can vary depending on social class, education, or occupation. This position influences how others perceive and treat a person, as well as their own behavior and opportunities. Number two is the cultural identity. Language can be a marker of cultural identity, reflecting a speaker's ethnicity, nationality, or community. Number three is we have power dynamics. Language use can be influenced by power relationship such as formal versus informal language. And lastly, the globalization. Globalization can lead to language contact, cultural exchange, and linguistic changes. So, example of social influence. Number one is the formal versus informal. This is using formal language in professional settings. So example sa formal language is yung mag-greet ka ng nakakatanda sa'yo or tulad ng teacher or yung mga parents natin like good morning ma'am, good morning sir, ganon. And the informal naman is kung paano ka makipag-usap or makipag-greet sa mga kaibigan mo like hey, what's up, how are you, ganon. Number two is the dialects and accents. Regional dialects and accents can reflect a speaker's geographic or social background. Ito naman is, sa dialects is Tagalog dialects, tulad ng Batangas Tagalog, Manila Tagalog, and Bulacan Tagalog. Sila naman is may iba't iba silang vocabulary and iba't ibang din ng pronunciation nila. So number three is the slang and jargon, specialized vocabulary or expressions used within specific groups. So example nun is FOMO or FOMO, fear of missing out. So ito is ginagamit kapag nafe-feel mo na anxious ka about not being part of something tulad ng para kang nale-left out Tulad na makita mo yung mga kaibigan mo na nag-outing sila tas hindi ka kasama. Ganun yung FOMO. So, another example, like BRB, Be Right Back. Ito naman nagigib siya ng heads up sa isang tao na para hindi niya iisipin na yung bigla ka na lang mawawala, yung bigla ka na lang magdi-disappear. So, ang ano dito is parang nagpapaalam ka na may gagawin ka or pwede kang bumalik mamaya. And lastly, the OOTD. Ito naman is alam naman natin to, palagi din natin to ginagawa. So, ito naman is, ang ibig sabihin niya is outfit for the day. Ito no, it used to describe someone's daily fashion or style. Like yung mga sinusuot natin, ganon. Or mga fashion style natin. So, that's all po. Thank you for watching and listening.